In this section, we are going to look at some Venn diagrams and use them to answer questions. Okay? So the first couple examples deal with two circles in the Venn diagram. Let's look at this one. We're given the diagram. We just have to figure out the results here. So let me get a different color that will show up better. All right, so here's what we've got. A is the set of students who are willing to donate blood. That's the A circle. B is the set of students who are willing to serve breakfast to donors. So let's answer some questions. How many students are willing to donate blood? Okay, so that would be everyone in this circle, and add those up, and that's going to be 490. Whoops, and I wrote that in the wrong spot. Hang on. Goes up here for this one. B, how many students are willing to help serve a free breakfast to blood donors? Okay, that's this circle, and that would be 340. How many students are willing to donate blood and serve breakfast? Okay, those are the students that would be in both circles because it says and. So that's going to be the 120 right there in the middle. How many students are willing to donate blood or serve breakfast? So those are the students that are willing to do either. So what you're going to do is add all of those up. 370 plus 120 plus 220. You end up with 710. Remember, you don't want to add this circle and this circle because we had 120 that were counted twice. So you just add the numbers across, okay? 710. How many students are willing to donate blood but not serve breakfast? Okay, so we are donating blood but not serving breakfast. That's going to be this 370. How many students are willing to serve breakfast but not donate blood? That would be this circle. We don't want the ones that are willing to do both. We want this 220. How many students are neither willing to donate blood nor serve breakfast? Now, that's all the students that don't exist in these circles, okay? That's out here. And that would be 290 students. And how many students were surveyed? To get that total, you do 370 plus 120 plus 220 plus 290, and that adds up to 1,000 students. Let's look at another one. All right, so we are going to use some information and we are going to draw our own diagram and fill in those numbers. On the first example, they gave us numbers. On this example, we have to fill them in. A little bit harder. Here's a hint though. Start with the intersection of the sets, the innermost region, and work outward. That's the key. So let's look at this example. A survey is taken that asks 2,000 randomly selected adults in the United States and Mexico the following question. Do you agree or disagree that the primary cause of poverty is societal injustice? The results of the survey showed that 1,060 people agreed with the statement. 400 Americans agreed with the statement. Now down here it says half the adults were Americans. So if we had 2,000, we know we have 1,000 Americans, okay? And we're going to have 1,000 from Mexico, okay? Now our final answer, we want to know how many people in Mexico agree with the statement and how many people in Mexico disagreed. It's a little bit hard to figure out without a Venn diagram. So let's start one. Remember, we want to start in the middle. So when we set up our two circles, we have one that's US and this is agree. These are the Americans that agree because we want to start at the innermost circle. They told us we had 400 Americans that agreed with the statement. So our 400 Americans that agreed would go here. Now let's keep working. Remember, we had 1,000 Americans. So if 400 agreed, we need 600 more out here because we need a total of 1,000 Americans. Now let's work on this piece on the next slide. Okay, we were told that 1,060 agree, and we've already accounted for 400 Americans, so there must have been 660 from Mexico, okay, that agreed with the statement here. That would add up to 1,060. Now the only thing left to figure out is, what about the people out here? The people from Mexico who don't agree, okay? So we want to take 2,000 and subtract all these numbers because we know it's supposed to add up to 2,000 and we're missing some people. There are 340 that are missing, and that makes all of this add up to the 2,000 total. Now we can answer those two questions. The first question was, how many from Mexico agreed with the statement? And that would be these people. And the second question was, how many from Mexico disagreed with the statement? Well, that would be the 340 here, because the ones from US were over here that disagreed. So the 340 over here would be the ones from Mexico who disagreed.